Hello and welcome back to Season 2, Episode 8 of Cal and Dom Talk Nonsense. As you can see, we have a guest this week. We always love having guests on. Today's no different. This is FC Childwall player, league winner, and my good old mucker, Brad Parry. Brad, how are we doing, mate? You okay?
I'm okay. How are you? Okay?
Yeah, not so bad, thank you, bud. It's really good to have you on. At this time, especially after the weekend, we've been talking about getting you on for a while just to talk about how things have been with you and your life in football. Because we love having footballers on to talk about, because pretty much everything we talk about. But something happened this weekend, didn't it, that we can't really avoid?
It did. This smile has been Sunday. Honest to God.
So what happened on Sunday then? I want a quick, brief talk through of what happened on Sunday afternoon then. Go on.
I mean, it's probably not as big as people will think, but, you know, we won the business houses at Division 3. We won the title on Sunday with 2 games to spare.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, but we come from 1-0 down and won.
Did you manage to get on the score sheet?
Yeah, well, I scored the winner, didn't I?
Oh, there it is. There's the headline.
With about 10 minutes to go. That's why the smile's
So does that mean in the last 2 games you're going to play your reserves instead of the first team?
Yeah, because funnily enough, we've got a big semi-final on Sunday.
Oh God, right. I'd be fuming if I was any of the other teams now after that. But that's obviously brilliant, and we'll expand on that a little bit more later on. But just to, get everybody to see a bit more of you, where did it all start in football, and is there anything from back in the day that we can know about? How you got into the game and anywhere that you've been, clubs that you've played for, early doors?
So probably I kicked the ball from the, I can't remember the first time I kicked the ball. Go back, there's pictures of me when I was a kid in my nan's back garden when I was about, say, 2 years old. The flyaway footballs that you used to have, used to sting like anything. Yeah, so since I was a kid, I've just played footy all my life, and then probably got to about 8 and started taking it serious when I joined Liverpool for a couple of years in the academy. For about 10, I got picked up with a groin injury. It was because the only injury I've ever had in my life, I think, like a muscle injury, and it's the only one that's ever cost me, to be honest. And after about 6 weeks, and when I went back, I just weren't the same player, and they just let me go, like, very ruthlessly. Like,
that's brutal.
Did
you play with anybody? Is there anybody now that's pro that you played at Liverpool at the time?
Not that I can remember. No, I think I was too young. I mean, Trent was probably there and thereabouts. He's around my age.
Imagine. You wouldn't even think, would you? Like, at this, 2 years when you was that.
Exactly. I know he was at the club probably from around the age of 8. So he was probably around just as I was there, but I can't remember, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't be able to remember.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know the last names anyway. It would just be Trent. Yeah. It wouldn't even be like Alexander Arnold. You wouldn't even compute in your brain.
Just to link this up though, Dom, obviously our listeners know that you're quite the footballer yourself. I just want to know from both of you really how it is to go into in a place like that, an academy. Obviously, Dom, you were playing at Accrington growing up, and obviously Brad at Liverpool. We'll start with you, Dom. What is that like? Because I'm trying to picture of it going to school, and how much is that in your thoughts when when you're doing your normal day life, and then obviously you've got this after school, I imagine most days or half the days of the week. What do you have to? Well, obviously, do you have to change a lot of your system when your day-to-day life as you get into an academy like this, or is it more fun at that point?
It can be a slog at times. Mid-winter, when you get to about 14, 15, everybody else is going out and going and doing stuff, and you're having to train in Morecambe, because obviously I went to Accrington to Morecambe when I went to college as well, or sixth form, whatever they call it. So, that sort of life balance isn't. It doesn't feel right, but you never really feel like you're going to make it pro until maybe, I don't know, get to the youth team. That's probably the first point where you probably think that. I suppose, Brad, you were like 8 to 10. Even at that age, you wouldn't think about making it pro, would you, at all?
No, not really.
Not at all, is it?
You're just a kid. You're just playing, aren't you? You would never.
You're just playing with a different badge, aren't you? That's all you're doing.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I think it's every kid isn't it, to grow up and and play professionally. But as you said, once you're there, you probably don't know that where you're gonna go, how far you're gonna go. You're just enjoying your time, I suppose, aren't you?
I suppose that's the right mindset to have, because as you say, as you touched on before, the ruthlessness of it. You look at the percentages, it is mind-boggling when you think, how the classes come through. Because I was listening to an article the other day, reading an article, and it was talking about American sports and the difference between over here, how cutthroat it is and how little opportunity you have. But in America, all of these draft classes, they're promoting their own all the time, and it's not really the same here, especially when it comes to the bigger teams.
Yeah.
I suppose it's good to have that mindset to just want to play football, isn't it? But moving on, as we touched on before, you're at FC Childwall now.
Yeah.
Beforehand, I remember when we used to work together, you were playing for Prescot Cables, weren't you? Which is a very old school, brilliant club that's well respected. How was your time there? What was that like?
So I think I joined them around, it must have been 2019, and my old college tutor just took over the reserves, and he was looking to get like a new squad together because the reserves that back then weren't too good. I remember he messaged me. I think it might have been on Twitter, or it was on social media, and he just said, "Fancy getting down?" Like, obviously, I remember he coached me in college, so I went to a football college, so it was easy just to say yeah. I knew he was going to be a good manager, and then I went over and started in the reserves. Played a season for the reserves there, and we went unbeaten all season. Won the league.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah, won the league, and then got promoted. Then
that's fantastic. I need to ask. Oh, go on, Dom.
How did the first team do that season? Because obviously the reserve team won every game. Was there a reserve versus first team sort of mentality?
Do you know what? There wasn't. That season, they didn't really come down to the reserves, and I remember the manager was saying, "You're doing so much better than what the first team are doing in there." But he doesn't seem to want to come down and pick any players out. And like, to be honest, he was quite happy about that because he didn't want to lose any of us.
Yeah, well, true. Especially if you're performing like that.
Yeah.
Added incentive, I suppose, as well for you. Like if you're flying, banging the goals in every week, and you're thinking, so it's good management in that sense. I want to touch on something that I saw when, because obviously I knew you were playing for Prescot Cables, and I remember the day you left. It was a bit of a controversial one, wasn't it? When you joined Rainhill Town, was it? And I'm pretty sure, if I'm right, it was the day of the derby, wasn't it? And your picture joining Prescot Cables rivals. Honestly, Dom, we need to get this picture up.
Right. Well, I'll splice it in now if I can find it.
I'll let Brad tell the story. This was brilliant. It made me laugh so.
I can't remember the picture. Oh yeah, I can remember the picture actually. I can't. Yeah, I'm in front of we're in the stadium, aren't we?
Yes, you are.
So this must have been like about a year ago, or probably not even that. So I know a few lads who played for Rainhill, and I was at Cables obviously for a while, and it's a massive rivalry, and I always remember playing Rainhill when I played for Cables, and I used to hate them. Absolutely hate them. And we'd want to go out there and we want to win as much as like bigger margin as possible. And then my time at Cables was sort of coming to an end. I knew that anyway. The manager had left and all that, so I wasn't as close to the new manager and stuff. So I had a feeling I was going to leave. So then when I did, word broke to Rainhill, and I knew their manager and their captain, and he tried to like tap me up a few times before. And I'd always said, no, I can't. I'd never do it. Never, ever do it. You'll never. And I think I was actually on a night out in Prescot one night.
Oh, right. Here we go.
Yeah.
Where all the big deals are done.
Yeah. I had a few drinks, obviously. And then I bumped into him, and he was on me case. And I ended up agreeing to it when I was a bit worse for wear, like. So then he messaged me the next day, and I saw that I'd already committed. So yeah, I went down, trained a couple of times, and then I played. I think I played the friendly first, and then one of the first games of the season was against Prescot Cables, against Cables. So
what a photo this is, by the way.
So I turned up at the stadium. Obviously, they play in a good stadium, Cables, don't they?
Yeah.
And I remember the club secretary had texted me a couple of hours before, because he gets the team sheets. So he saying, "Are you playing for Rainhill?" And I didn't get back to him. I blanked him.
Oh,
And he was on the gate waiting, and he just looked at me and just shook his head.
Oh no!
I don't know what to say to you. So anyway, yeah. So when I got in, we ended up getting the picture with me Rainhill. So
nearly an outside.
Coaching staff right outside, yeah, in front of the Cables badge.
Oh, it was absolutely brilliant because I knew about the rivalry. We had, I've been to watch Prescot Cables a couple of times growing up. Obviously, it's only around the corner from us. I was actually a mascot when I was about 8 for Prescot Cables. Yeah, in whatever division it was in at the time. But it is a great ground, as you say. And the picture, honestly, Dom, it's just the stand of Prescott. He's just holding his Rainhill shirt there. It's fantastic. I remember seeing it at the time. I was like, "Whoa, I like that."
It's like it reminds me of like a non-league Liverpool version of, you know, when Graham Souness goes into the middle of the pitch.
Just plant the flag. Exactly that. So, like I say, we'll get it on if we can.
Yeah.
But moving on to the here and now, like. You joined FC Childwall from Rainhill, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, so they play on different days, to be honest. Rainhill was Saturdays and Childwall was Sundays. So I sort of stopped playing me Saturdays because I was working.
Yeah.
I come out of football for like a couple of weeks, and then I just said I'm leaving the Saturdays definitely for the remainder of this season. And then one of my mates on Twitter had put on, one of my old mates, I used to play with them for Western Juniors, put on he was playing for Childwall, like they were doing quite well, and I just remember texting him saying, "Need any players on a Sunday?"
Yeah.
And then it just went from there. Then I was training that week, and then I was just straight in on a Sunday, Sunday league.
So we know the big one about the title, and obviously the cup semi-final. But on a personal level, it must have been a hell of a half a season for you. I need to know this goal record.
Yeah. So I joined my first game. I think I only come on for about 20 minutes. I didn't score.
Oh, I like you.
I know. Shocked. Come on, didn't score. But about 20 minutes, we were playing. I think they were top of the league we were playing then. And I didn't really know like how we were getting on in the league and stuff. I was a bit like unsure. So after the game, that was my first game yet we got beat. I played the game after and scored, and then I think I got like 7 in 8, 7 goals.
Not bad in a title charge, is it?
Not bad. I think we're unbeaten in like the last 7. We've only conceded 1 goal in like 8 games. We've smashed it, to be honest. We've done really well.
Oh, it's brilliant. Do you know what? I'd seen it. Obviously, I didn't know at the time, but I'd seen it all over Twitter. Just other people buzzing for the team and, you know, all the players. And then I saw your name. I was like, oh, right. I must have missed something there. Obviously, brilliant to see and scoring the winner. The pictures of that look amazing as well. The passion of the moment. But
we've got a lad who sponsors us, and he does like all the he takes all the pictures and stuff.
The match day stuff, yeah. I'm actually quite happy to hear that you've left Rainhill because FC Burton Wood, as I think you know, have a cup final, the first ever cup final. Is the club that we founded a couple of years ago, and they're playing against Rainhill Town, the youth and development, and it's this coming Saturday. To be fair, I was saying, Dom, I was on the Twitter to Brad, just like, you're not playing in this, are you? Please don't. And,
well, you know the tactics then if he does.
Oh well, but we've been. I've been sending him over when the team sheet's been sent over to the league. I'm like, who are these? Are these any good? And do you know what? He's been very coy, so it's very professional of him. But I've been trying to get little bits out of him. I need an exclusive for this podcast. I need one just for Saturday. I need it, desperate, mate.
That's fine.
Touch wood. I love it. Should we go on to random footballer with Brad, or should we touch on Liverpool first? Which should we do first, Dom?
It's up to you. I think Liverpool would be the better way, but we've got an intro for that, haven't we? Because as people know, we talk about Liverpool every single podcast, even though only one of us supports it. So I've ended up making a graphic for it. So here it is. There you go.
Would you believe that's from the beer keller the year we lost it against Real Madrid last year?
Was it?
Do you know what? The one that we went to that we won we picked all the wrong places, I think, because it was so unatmospheric. And then when we lost it and we went in, we thought, right, we've planned this for age, we've got to go in. It was absolutely bouncing. It was so weird. But talking about Liverpool, it's so graphic today. And it was like, we're finished. We're finished. We're back. We're finished. We're absolutely back. We're absolutely finished. It just seems that way, doesn't it, Brad? What's your thoughts on how things are going with Liverpool so far?
I actually seen that graphic and it said at the bottom, didn't it? The Leeds one, we were never away or something.
Yeah, we never left.
I laughed at that myself. I've seen that today. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know. It's been a strange old season, hasn't it? Been a very strange season. We've struggled in midfield. I think everyone knows that, don't we?
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
I think we were holding out for Bellingham, obviously, but I don't think Klopp knew that the legs in the midfield were going to be this gone in this team. I didn't think he'd think Fabinho was going to be as bad as he has been. You know, we're needing 3 new midfielders rather than one marquee Bellingham. So
it's true, isn't it? I think I'm slowly coming round to the idea now. I was so angry when the news broke that that we weren't going to be signing Bellingham. But as you say, as the days progress, it sort of makes more and more sense, doesn't it? Because you're spending that much of your transfer kitty on a player like that. The reality is we need so much more. We need, like you say, a number of midfielders to come in and fill those roles of players that might not be able to do it anymore. But it was a cracking performance. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Trent as a midfielder in that midfield right back role, because it just seems to have taken everybody by surprise, and it's really good to see him work in that position, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's always had that ability, hasn't he, of a midfielder to be able to play them passes and stuff. I seen it firsthand at the Arsenal game. Obviously, when I was at the Arsenal game in the second half, we sort of changed the tactics, didn't we? You seen him go into the midfield role.
Yeah.
And we were unbelievable in that second half. Don't know why we didn't win it. So then obviously against Leeds again, more so second half, where he sort of started getting on the ball in the midfield, and then you just see it yourself, the ball to Nunes for the last goal.
Oh, just honestly, the quality.
Does it more annoy you that it just solidifies all the gammon thoughts of all the people saying Trent could play midfield and he actually did perform like he did? I think that it annoys me that TalkSport basically have now got a certified tweet essentially whenever they can figure it out in the history of. They probably said it. Every pundit's probably said it at some point, haven't they? And it seems like the obvious point. And it's worked. It must be so frustrating for Klopp and Liverpool fans.
We're clinging on to the right back centre mid. No, we're not calling him a centre mid. We're putting the RB in there as well.
Yeah.
We're clinging on to. It has to stay fancy, or else you're completely right. He's just a midfielder, then, isn't he? And well, I think there is a bit more to the role, isn't there, Brad? It's not a case. I don't think you could drop him into centre mid now with another right back in there and get the exact same results just yet. I think after 2 games of fully executing it, it would be a hard ask for him, that wouldn't it? But I do love how in that transition he is at the right back position when he has to be, and then he drifts in, and you almost don't see him drift in. It's like I say, it's unbelievable, isn't it? And the performances and the assists, 3 assists in 2, it's just words can't describe
what he does, though, isn't it? I think he's got an eye for a pass, hasn't he? He is that good. I think people don't really rate him as much defensively. I don't think he's that bad.
No.
But he's scapegoated a lot. And I think the first couple of seasons where we were on top, Henderson had more legs, so Henderson was covering for him a lot more. He's been sort of out there on his own as of late. So he has struggled a bit more. Coming in
just before going to the random footballer, this is the state of the play at the top of the table. Obviously, you're in 8th spot, 6 points behind Tottenham in 5th. Somehow Villa, how are Villa there? I feel like where have they come from?
Well, that's
I know as well. Yeah, it's the best form of the league so far.
Jesus, Unai Emery, massive.
Do you reckon is top 4 still achievable?
We never left. I'm not even getting myself into that debate again, because I've done it with you on here so many times this season. And I'm like, I think we're going to do it. No chance. I think we might do it. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not answering the question. I'll leave this one for Brad. Brad can do it.
I don't want to get involved, to be honest.
This is what they've done to us.
If we win the remainder of our games and we haven't got a bad run in, I think we can do it, but we just have to rely on other results. It's going to be so tough. We've done it before, though. Allison's header, stuff can go your way.
Oh yeah!
Oh,
Wow,
God,
wow! What a time that was.
Another one, please.
Should we go on to random footballer?
Oh, go on. Have you got your random footballer, Brad?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Oh,
Just
God,
before
I
we do
love
that, this is the state of play. Obviously, last week, Cal picked Sendros. I picked Jean Beausejour. Brad, do you remember Beausejour? It was a last-minute change.
Oh, yeah, Wigan, yeah.
That's fine. Cal didn't know who he was, to be fair.
Well, I heard the
I was
name.
like, oh, no.
Yeah, I remember him.
That's all that matters. Right, okay, here we go. And you can pick whichever position you want as well. It doesn't really matter. So here we go.
Random footballer of the week.
Pachim Kasami.
Yeah.
Random footballer of the week.
Love a good rogue one.
Yeah, Kasami. What a finish that was. It was against Palace.
I think it was.
Palace, yeah. Palace Park.
Unbelievable.
Rocket.
Just the way he takes it on his chair, just comes over and takes it on his chest, right foot, right over the keeper.
You think a player like that as well, in that type of Fulham side, you think you would never, if that was me and that was, I would never even dream of doing that. Don't even think I'd have chested it down. You know what I mean? No, thank you. Don't want any of that. Superb.
I don't remember anything else.
No, I don't think there is anything.
I don't. I just remember.
And that's all that matters.
That's all. At least we'll get a screamer in there, won't we? So I'm happy with that.
Who else is in the team? Is there any other? There's nobody else that scores a screamer in the team other than.
Do you know what? Just before we finish this, I've got an unpopular opinion. I don't think this is anywhere near last season.
Should we show Brad last season?
Last season's, mate. Jesus Christ! Look at that.
Jeremy Aliadier.
So
exactly.
So last season we did it off poll, so there could have been even more players in there. We did what was it called? Shaka Hislop in goal, and Toon Polls got a control of it, and there was about 700, 800 replies to it just out of nowhere. Yeah, I think that we're struggling for random footballers now.
It was a welcome addition that this week, actually, because I don't think Kasami would have ever got into that team.
Never.
But here he is.
Crazy.
Absolutely love it. But Brad, I think that just about wraps it up, mate. That was, it was a pleasure having you on the pod. And if you ever want to come on again, mate, you are more than welcome to moan about Liverpool and to talk about anything else. You can even come on when the Mighty Burton Wood beat your old team next week, and we can have a little laugh over that.
I'm fan of myself on Sunday, haven't I? So we can talk about both.
Oh, beautiful. Well, anyway, Brad, absolute pleasure as always. Glad to see you do so well, mate, and all the very best for the Cup semi-final.
Thanks for having me, fellas. It's been a pleasure.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers,
see you later.
See you in a bit.
Bye.
Should we carry on, Cal? Should we carry on with the pod? So I've got a couple of things to say from that. That was, I mean, it was smooth.
Yes.
If that was us in the first podcast, I don't know how far we'd go right now, because that was definitely not like what we were before. Have you got anything for the John Shirley vote? Because I've got an update of it, but so we can throw it in it right now. The John Shirley vote, obviously.
The size of his head.
I'm just trying to make it. I said last week I'll make it bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't know what we're going to do next week. Is
there a thing with balding middle-aged men? Because they are, they're running the roost in that place now, aren't they?
Yeah.
I suppose all prison yards probably have some similar, don't they?
And in fact, we got 5 minutes. So obviously the I don't know where we should go into it. Do I put Hakimi in there? Is that two on the nose? Is that 2 on the just because I think that it's not because of what's going on. I think that he's just. I don't think he's done this on purpose. You know, this whole thing where he's put the money in his mum's account.
His mum's
I fully think that he's just trying to allegedly avoid taxes, and he's just putting it to his mum, and it looks like a 4D move. No, it's not. Like, let's be honest, it's not. It's just like he's just got lucky. Another quick note: the snooker. Did you see it?
Oh my God, that's who we're putting in. That's who we're putting in.
Are we putting in that?
Yeah, I couldn't even remember. Oh my God. And they did it with the national as well, didn't they? And listen, I'm all for protest. And I've only
Oh
done a
wait,
poll
who are you
today.
putting in? Sorry, one sec. Let me get the jingle in.
Does Southgate want his job back after the World Cup as a domino?
Ha ha ha, I told you so.
Yous can never ever do
As every nation seems to be good at doing with Duffer. Ha ha, you dobbers. Stoner in the low take a penalty. So watch out, Gareth. The pizzas are coming.
Which side of the coin are you on this one? Are you on the?
I find it tough. I think protest is right. I always think that everyone should have a right to protest. Definitely. I'm really struggling to see logic behind some of the Just Stop Oil protests. I know that it gets people talking and things like this, but it's the manner in which it's done. I find it. I don't know. I can't put my finger on what good is going to come from doing these types of things at sporting events. And then the other half of me thinks, what, they have to do something like this, don't they? Something to get people talking.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just, seeing that at the snooker the other night, it just baffles you, doesn't it? And it just made me think about, the people that wanted to go and watch the snooker. They paid money and obviously travelled a long way, some people, and I don't know, just these are weird.
To be honest with you, I think that if you're going to travel that far to watch snooker and be like every 5 minutes, then you deserve to have something at least a little bit entertaining to watch. Whatsits, by the way, a great advertisement for Whatsits. So should we put Whatsits?
They were not crushed up Whatsits. Do not tell me that.
I'm going to put Whatsits in the vault though. That's what I'm going to put in.
Enter the rabbit hole. Come out with Whatsits.
Big fuck off Whatsit. I'm going to put in there.
Oh god. Yeah, it got us away with it, didn't it?
Obviously, guys, we're getting into the half an hour more, but we'll go a little bit over. Next week could be the most entertaining or the most depressing, either way, of the coin flip, because obviously Burton Wood are playing it in the final, like we've mentioned before, with Brad on the channel, on the podcast, and also Blackburn play Burnley at Rovers, and Burnley could either. Well, we've refused a guard of honour, so that's never going to happen. We've actually just said no, fuck off. We've got a stand that's 8,000. We could give it. We just give them 2,000. Oh, we're just completely saying nah. You can fuck yourself. But we could lose, and Burnley could win the league at Ewood Park. So it could be the most entertaining, most depressing. Either way, like I said, podcast next week. Another little note that I've wrote down here: Man United women's football, by the way. Maya Letitia plays for Man United women. Yeah, right. She's from Guernsey.
Yeah.
Okay. And so is Matt Letitia, and there's no relation.
No relation.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I've seen this. Yeah, I've seen this. Because I remember Googling her and thinking, wow, is that Matt Letitia's daughter or something?
Has to be.
And then it says Guernsey. And I think that at first I just saw Guernsey. Like, oh, it is, yeah. Just
it even has a bit on the biggest point on Wikipedia on her is about Matt Letitia and how they're not related, but they're friends or something. Their mum and dad are friends or something like that.
Right.
I believe we've got a question in the on the emails, haven't we? About drink. Have we not? There's something popped up this week that I saw, and I thought that you were going to bring it up.
Oh, let me have a quick look.
I can get it for you. I've got it here. So, Peter, I won't say his last name. Keep it anonymous. He could be. I haven't spoken to her in a while, to be fair. He just sends this going, "Can you beat this record?" And it's of a guy that drinks Capri Sun, and apparently the record for a Capri Sun is 10.4 seconds. Have you seen this?
Yeah, it's absolutely mental, isn't it? It just doesn't sit right. That
10.4 seconds. I've got a challenge for us next week. We need to get a Capri Sun, and we're going to do it on the podcast live. There's no way. Thinking about it, the straw's tiny, isn't it?
It's. But I'm just thinking, I wonder how much room for spillage there is, because my tactic is going to grab it like a. I don't know what I was going to say.
Go on, carry on.
And you know,
suck.
squeeze the life out of it and suck. Yeah. So that would be my tactic going forward. But you know, allowing room for spillage, I suppose there isn't really, is there? This is drinking a full Capri Sun in the shortest amount of time. So I'm up for the challenge anyway, definitely.
We've got to do that with Charlie because the quiz is always the best point.
Yeah.
And just to keep it context, Blackburn are playing right now against Coventry, quite a crucial game. So we're going to get back onto the quiz, and I'm going to be a few pints deep.
Yes,
so
he is. We go and watch your boys.
Last podcast, I had to censor it because of, and it also got copyrighted, by the way. But it got allowed, but restricted the views even more than it would do anyway. So
brilliant. Thanks for that, YouTube.
But what we'll do right now is we'll go on to the quiz. As we got the where is it?
3, 2, 1. Oh, that's the day he's done it again, that Harry Kane. That fucking dirty little... He's done it again!
Now, you see, I'm talking facts here. I don't do if, buts and maybes. I do absolute ice in the fucking veins, mate! Fucking have that, you... Send that to your fucking friends! Let me talk! Let me talk!
And we are back on Cal and Dom Talk Nonsense, and we are here for the quiz, the bit that we all love. We're joined by Charlie Skeggs, but we do have to start somewhere else. And we finished our segment with FC Childwall FC's Brad Parry to watch the Blackburn Rovers Coventry game, and we have a result. I'm going to hand you over to my right-hand man, Mr. Dom Meadowcroft. How did your beloved Rovers get on in that fixture?
We drew the game 1-1.
How long was you winning the game for?
About 90 minutes, I think.
Who scored for Coventry?
It was the goalkeeper.
Oh, no.
Seemed to have handballed it in their own in our goal, which is great. We're still currently. It's heartbreaking, but it isn't because it's just more like I'm used to it. It's fine.
Back in the playoffs.
Let's roll the dice. Yeah, back in the playoffs. Like I said, there's about 3 points between 6 teams from 6th to 12th. It's anyone's guess who gets in there. So it could have gone a lot worse.
Yes.
It was almost expected that we were going to concede at some point. So why not make it a goalkeeper in the last minute? I wonder what the odds were for that.
God.
Moving on, please.
Onwards with the quiz. Charlie's with us. Charlie, how are you, good sir? It was great to see you on the week. My mum had a great time. Danny and Beth had a great time, and we had a great time, didn't we, mate?
We did, to be fair. It was obviously, not to just, to put any sort of fears of yours alive, that Cal did not use this as an opportunity to pay me off or try and influence the quiz in any way. It was just a happenstance that we shared a few pints. I think Cal tweeted a picture, and we were enjoying ourselves. I was donning my...
I saw that. I did see that. I was like, great. I wish I was there.
I saw it with the quiz.
I saw it, and I was like, I wish I was there with the boys. We yet to meet up, haven't we? So
yeah,
we've got to have it soon.
We'll sort that for sure. But yeah, we had a nice time, but friendliness and partisan and bias has all gone out the window. Well, maybe Cal thinks otherwise. Cal thinks it's been that way anyway. But
I was gonna say.
We're back to me trying to be, fair. But we have another quiz, and I won't lie. I know in recent weeks I have been busy and I have been slightly neglecting the substance of the quiz. But I'd like to think I'm back. With a theme, and a bit of fun. And I was thinking this earlier because it genuinely came to me because I was walking to work this morning. I had my AirPods in. And I've got just a random playlist on. And the song came on by a sort of he's not as relevant anymore, but an amazing artist called Jack Johnson. You know, Jack Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah, he hasn't been around for a while.
Pancakes, indeed.
Exactly, but a song came on called The 3 R's. He has a song called The 3 R's, which is reuse.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it
reduce,
reduce, reuse, recycle? And it got me thinking about 3 R's.
The environment.
Yeah, it's like
I went proper green.
It's like 3 times 3 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. The 18th
And the
letter
18th
in the alphabet is R. Reduce, reuse, is recycle.
But in the next line, he says, we've got 3 R's we're going to talk about today. And we do have 3 R's we're going to talk about today, boys, because the topic of this quiz is 3 R's: rules, regulations, and referees.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, God.
That's beautiful, by the way. That was
I really love that, yeah. But
that's why I milked it. I thought I'd proper milk it. I thought
that was amazing.
Sure. So what we've got a couple of questions on. We've got a couple of questions on rules and regulations, and I've got a little final topic which is about referees and refereeing. And if you've got a bit, knowing my usual sort of formula for the quiz, you might guess what the last question is going to be. But before that, I've got a few truth or false, so it's not really too bad. True or false?
Can Cal go first this time? Because I feel like
Cal's definitely going first.
Didn't you say in the pre-quiz, pre-pod meeting something about the John Shirley Vault, that one of the members of the quiz, one of the members of the Vault is in the quiz? Do you want to elaborate on that?
It up right now. Yeah, 1 sec. Let me just discuss.
Yeah, go on. If you want to put a picture of the Vault up, I can.
Well done. I was fishing. Well done.
Yeah. Well, there's a certain gentleman there who looks like a roll-on deodorant, who I would allow to say that's the closest. And we're not talking about someone's dodgy hair transplant either. We're talking about someone who has no hair. So that gentleman may crop up in this quiz. Well, I can't say who. I mean, the only person in there who has no hair and hasn't paid to get it rectified.
Who was that goalkeeper, the American who played for Everton for a bit with the bald head?
Oh,
what's his last name?
Yeah. Do you remember
that? Yes. What do spiders?
What do spiders create?
Do you remember that story about Charlotte?
The Charlotte. She had something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Charlotte's choice.
Yeah. There we go. We're all dads.
Well done, boys.
Yes.
Well, carry on.
Yes. So the point is that certain gentleman who I think we're all alluding to, he does fall under a certain category in this quiz.
Graham Paul, that's the one.
Yes.
Yeah, great,
Yes, indeed. So I will allow either Charlotte's or goalkeeper as an answer if he comes up in this quiz.
Okay. So at some point he's going to be an answer.
I would allow it. I'm not saying he is. Maybe I'm just putting a little out on the. I'm just procrastinating, boys. I'm just wasting time.
Yeah.
But first, we have 2 true or false questions each. Okay. So I'm gonna start, as you said, with Cal. So Cal,
yes.
Your first question is this: it pertains to rules, regulations, and referees. Right, and to be honest, I would say that a lot of this is based on modern. The most current form of the rules and regulations, as I did download what looks like 1,000-page
dossier
that the Premier League put out, and I read every 2 pages of it.
Well done, you.
Why?
Because I wanted to be thorough.
For the love of the quiz, Dom.
For the love of the quiz, of course.
That's amazing.
So Cal, we're starting with you, right, Cal?
Yeah. Yes.
True or false? As per the current rules and regulations of the just Football League, if a team kicks the ball into their own net via a direct free kick, true or false, a corner is awarded to the opposite team and not an own goal?
True.
Oh,
it's
okay.
True. I've read this.
Apologies. I wanted to make sure I worded it without making it too fucking lengthy. Yes. Well, no. So let me just reword it. So yeah, if a team essentially, by some bizarre madness, from a direct free kick, kicks the ball into their own net, it is a
Why'd you
corner.
have to write a rule for that?
Well, Cal, to give you your answer, it is true. Yes, they by the current ruling, if a player does kick it into his own net, they do not allow an own goal. They award a corner to the opposite position. Cal, by the way, boys, we didn't discuss what the current standing is. The current standing in the quiz is Cal's.
Oh yes, sorry.
Cal has
just gained a point. Just gained a point.
Yes, hang about, my friend. We'll add that point at the end.
And you made it very dramatic for a podcast, by the way, by saying yes straight away.
I know. I realise that.
Yeah.
I'm knackered.
Yes. Fuck off. Yes.
Yes, it's true.
Yes, let's get this done. 20 minutes. Cool.
20 minutes. Oh, trust me, boys. This is not going to be 20 minutes. But
I
Cal,
fucking love this part of the quiz.
I know. I just can't help myself. I love
Say the
drama.
numbers.
Cal
It's
is
on
leading.
the screen.
Cal is leading 183 to Dom's 171.
There we are.
Until just then, when I made it 180.
I know, but you make it difficult. Just leave it. We'll add it at the end. We'll add it at the end, you soppy bastard. Come on. So, Dom, your truth or false question is this.
Yeah.
Right? True or false? There has been a change to the ruling. Well, I should say this. There has been a change to the official ruling that medical emergencies that take place in the crowd now constitute, I should say, sorry. The medical emergencies now, obviously thanks to last season, medical emergencies in the crowd non-constitute a mandatory 20-minute pause in the game where players must leave the field and until it is officially dealt with. That is not medical emergencies on the pitch. That is if there's a medical emergency in the crowd, players now have to leave the pitch for a mandatory 20 minutes while the medical emergency staff deal with it.
Ducks.
So if someone's, because there's been a lot, hasn't there, the last two seasons?
So I was going to say, yeah, so there's now been a change to the official ruling that medical emergencies that take place in the crowd now constitute a mandatory 20-minute pause in the game where players must leave the pitch.
Oh, this season. I'm going to say false.
You're saying false. So you do not think that players now have to leave the pitch for a mandatory 20 minutes?
20 minutes is a long time.
I don't think you're smart enough to think of that. That was such a well-worded
I think it's a different minute. I don't think it's 20.
That was
That's
very
my
well
thought.
worded. So I'd have just said true.
So, Dom, you're going with false.
Yeah,
Final answer.
obviously.
It was his final answer the first
Dom, the correct answer is false.
Wow.
Yes.
The truth is, guys,
It was.
actually, believe it or not, it's the opposite. They've now introduced a law where players are not allowed to draw attention to anything that happens in the crowd. And also that medical staff from both teams are no longer required to get involved. They are allowed to, by the way, but they've met a rule that says they do not have to get involved, and players are discouraged from drawing attention to it. Believe it or not, that's
Why?
not the ruling.
He's just having a heart
What?
attack. We'll leave it.
That's what I'm saying.
What?
That's why I put that question. That's why I put that question in, because I was looking at the rules. It's
Lads, we need a goal. We're 1-0 down.
Someone's
Exactly.
dying.
No, but honestly,
No, fuck
I've got a picture. I'll put the picture in our group chat later on. But one of the pictures I've seen here, is that they're now discouraging players from drawing attention to medical emergencies in the
What
in
a
the
bloody
stands.
weird rule.
That's
man.
inhumane.
We
That's
have
weird.
such a strange
I thought
FA.
in my head, my thought was, oh, it'd be like 5 minutes, 3 minutes, like not just like fuck him off. He's in a crowd, doesn't matter. He's not going to bang it in from 40 yards out. So what fucking care
That's
about
it.
him?
I know.
Wow.
Ah, okay.
Right, Cal,
Yes.
your second true or false question here. True or false? because of a bizarre incident that happened in its inaugural season in 1992 between Manchester United and Coventry, where the fourth official gave the referee a coin that was of a foreign currency. The FA for the following season decided to implement a rule where they officially gave the referee a coin which had the Queen's head on one side and the FA's logo on the other side that they have had to use ever since as the official coin toss coin.
I think I've seen them use this coin. I think it's a bit bigger and a bit more different. I think it's true. I think that's right. I think they use their own coin.
Cal.
Yes.
That is false.
Oh, sound. So it's just a quid off the street, is it?
No, what it is.
Sure they use it looks like a poker chip.
So where have you heard that then, Cal? Where have you heard that?
Go on.
Yeah, no, I think I'd seen it. I thought it looks like a poker chip. Like you look at it when they do it, and it looks big.
Well, the reason why I've done the red herring there is because, believe it or not, the new ruling is they never had to stipulate it, but they actually hang on one sec. Is that at the start of this season, they've now written the rules that the referee is the only person allowed to toss the coin. But believe it or not, before this season, that was never actually a rule. The referee just did it. But this year, they've actually stated the referee is the only person allowed to toss the coin.
But is it a normal coin?
Yeah, it's just a random coin. It's just a coin.
It?
Well, put it this way.
It's not
the incident that happened did not happen in 1992. There was no incident between Man United and Coventry where the fourth official gave a fake coin.
Okay.
Love it. Yeah. That's great.
See, that doesn't look... John Terry is currently flipping a Premier League coin. It's bright yellow. It's definitely not a coin.
But that's not, as far as I'm aware, that is not something they introduced on purpose because of a fake incident that happened in 1992.
So you just gave up two random teams and just...
No, Man United and Coventry did play in the inaugural season, but I used that as a bit
brilliant.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, but there was no incident where the fourth
He's getting good at this. He's getting good at this.
I know, isn't it? Yeah.
Is he back?
I'm back. I might be shattered today, but I'm back. Right. Dom, your second true or false question. Now, I'm going to level you here. I needed to research this, so I couldn't go down the rabbit hole, but I'm basing the answer of this question on something that's happened in a previous episode of another podcast I was watching, but I won't give that away till the end.
Thank God, it wasn't ours.
No, it wasn't yours, to be fair. Right, Dom.
He's going to do that again this season, isn't he?
I know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe that's too obvious, though, now. Maybe it's too obvious. Right, Dom, your second true...
I don't know anything from this season.
Right, we've got a bit to get through, to be fair, so I want to make sure I get through this. Dom, your second true or false question is this. We all know that if a goalkeeper goes down injured, play cannot continue until the keeper is at least either fit enough to carry on playing or is substituted and replaced. True or false? At some point in Premier League history, it was also true that the same rule applied to two centre-backs. So if two centre-backs went down injured at the exact same time, play could not continue until either both those centre-backs were fit or substituted. They could not allow two centre-backs to go off the pitch at the same time. Is that true?
I might sound like the biggest waffler going on in the next minute or so, but I believe that Jose Mourinho found out a rule recently.
I was so gutted
where if one player gets injured, then you have to stop play. But if the second player gets injured on the same pitch at the same time, then play has to stop. And he mentioned that recently. So I'm going to say it's true.
It was it was John Terry and Carvalho, wasn't it?
It was actually Gary Cahill.
Oh, was it Gary Cahill? John Terry disclosed it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, it was in a podcast that John Terry...
I didn't know the specifics.
I think he did with Peter Crouch. And he said that Mourinho's genius had no bounds because he even knew of a little loophole in the laws where if you had two players injured, and I think he says specifically centre-backs as well, if there are two players of the same position, like centre-backs or midfield players, whatever, injured, then play had to stop until they were both... you basically couldn't have two players of the same team injured on the side of the pitch at the same time. Play had to stop. So, Dom, you are correct. It is true. So I'm going to put a little point there for you. Now, currently Dom is up 2-1 in this section now.
Again, like last week.
I know. Now, this next half of the quiz is a question each and then a final bit of a bidding war. And it's all to do with referees. Now, these are just a couple of fun questions, to be honest. So I'm going to start with who's going first? Cal?
It's me next, yeah.
Cal. Which referee famously celebrated a Moussa Dembele goal against Aston Villa?
This is it's got even if I hadn't watched it, it's got to be Mike Dean. It's just
You don't remember it?
No, I do.
Of course I remember. It was my team. It was my
He
team,
runs
yeah.
off like that with him, doesn't it? Yeah, but what I'm saying is, even if I didn't see it, I would have guessed Mike Dean anyway.
You are correct. It was Mike Dean.
Have you ever heard his podcast with Peter Crouch on the Peter Crouch podcast?
I've seen it.
It's
I
so
haven't
good.
watched it, but yeah. Is it
He
good?
was a chicken slaughterer before he was a referee.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Dom, perhaps just as iconic but a different era, which referee did Paolo Di Canio push over to receive an 11-match ban while he was playing for Sheffield Wednesday? And by the way, if you haven't seen it, it's the most comical.
Yeah,
full-
I know it. I know that. I don't know the person. I'm meant to, I don't know.
Could you repeat
I
the
actually don't know.
question?
The guy who gets pushed. Paolo.
Oh Jesus!
Cal, do you know this?
No.
I'm gonna say. I have no idea. I actually don't know who it was. So I'll say two random names. Andy Winter.
That would have been incredible if you just plucked two random names and got it correct. Not that it's not correct, I'm afraid. But Cal, just no bonus point, just for a laugh. Do you know who the referee was?
Not do I? No.
He was a referee called Paul Alcock or Alcock.
What year was that?
I believe I have it here. One of my tabs. Hang on. It was
One of my tabs that I'm about to type.
September 1998.
What a fall, by the way.
Oh, it was incredible. Incredible. But yes, that was it. Now, guys, currently it's actually tied up 2 apiece.
Ooh.
Now, I'm going to give you guys 1 minute. No, maybe more, actually. Maybe more. I'll give you a couple minutes because the bidding war is this. And in typical old-fashioned, the idea is this. Now, you have to try and outbid each other. Now, if one of you says you can name as many as this, like, say 10, and the other person says, I call bullshit. If you don't name 10, then the other person gets 3 points.
I don't think on this that we need time. I think this is, if we're going to say bullshit, it has to be in the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, boys, I'm going to level with you. I've been saying this. I've been wanting to bring this up on the podcast. I probably will bring it up about how little I think of the current refereeing in the Premier League. And I think that personally, I think we've had a big change around in referees, and I don't think we've got enough experienced referees in the game. That being said, you have to outbid each other. There are 22 current official Premier League referees refereeing the Premier League. How many of the 22 current Premier League referees do you think you could name?
I think I could do a few. I think I could go on this, you know.
Yeah, as a Liverpool fan in the Premier League, talking about referees all the time.
I'm gonna start.
This is geared for you, Cal, isn't it? Like, let's be honest.
I'll go.
You have to be the one that names it.
Oh, really?
I reckon so.
Well, you bid first then.
I won't
call it.
So this is Dom putting a challenge up for Cal by the sounds of it. So of the 22, what do you reckon Cal might be within his limit?
Tell you what, I only found out that Michael Oliver wasn't in the Prem today. He's in the Saudi league.
Okay. He is still in the Prem. He just did that Saudi game.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well,
he's
that's
refereeing
how
now.
much
He's
you
refereeing now.
You've given
Yeah.
one name. You've given one.
One.
name.
I think I might have gone for
What
it.
I'll say, I'll start 1.
I'll go for 10. I think I can name 10.
How long has he got? 30 seconds.
No, I'll give him a minute.
10, I go.
He's
11?
definitely got 10. I think the issue is right now. Okay. Why'd you go so high?
Because I think I can do this.
Go on. How many points is it for?
I was going to say 3, but since we're in this kind of situation, why don't we make it interesting and say 5 points? Because it looks like it's Cal who's going to be naming them. So I'm going to put 5 points up for grabs.
Yeah,
Cal,
and he doesn't want to do it. So yeah, make it.
I don't want to. I don't know 3. That's why. I don't know.
But is Cal going to risk 5 points here?
Does Dom get 5?
I only know 1. I know 1.
Dom, I'm gonna name 10 then, isn't it?
Does Bobby Madley still play? Does he still referee?
By the way, Dom, I just say you are basically you're giving a.
No, he isn't because Bobby. Did Bobby Madley not return for 1?
I don't know. That's what I mean.
I think he did one this year. But I don't think he's done any since. I think he did 1 game this year. I'm gonna put him. No, I'm not. I'm gonna put him as a reserve.
What I will say is this, Cal. In the minute, if you say an incorrect name, that's not the end. You can just it's not. You can just keep naming.
Should I get 3? Should I get 3 bad strikes?
You want to say you can keep reading them off, and if you get
10.
a few wrong ones,
yeah, give me 3 wrong answers available, and then.
I know, because if what I'm saying is that if you're trying to do it quick fire and I say halfway, no, you're wrong, I don't want to jar you off, so it's like...
No, but I can't just keep naming referees.
I just don't know any referees.
You sound pretty confident. I feel like 10's a bit low.
10, go on, Cal. Name 10.
Really? Oh, I think you'd give.
I think I'd have gone a bit further if you'd.
I was going to say, I think Cal's been confident on 10. I would have.
Well, because he's going to say, I'm going to say 11, and then he'd just say, name them.
No, I'm ready for this one.
I think Cal's game for this, Tom. So come on,
Cal, how many do you think you could get? 15?
No, about 12. I think I'm
12 then. 12. So is it 12?
I'm going to stick at 10. No, I'm going to say 10 till you say 10. Otherwise.
Yeah, 10. Go on.
We dealing on 10. Oh, Dom, I think you've given him a bit of a let off.
I know. I think so as well.
Well, you
gave me no choice. I don't know what. When I said no, go high. You're like, nah, mate.
No, you didn't say I'll do 11
because you can't. And it'd be a minute of being
right.
Going,
I tell you what, I'm going to change the parameters here, Cal.
Winton.
Yeah,
Cal. How many do you think you could name? Right, for 10 points, and you get 10 points if you name more than 10. In fact, no, I'll tell you what. This deal, right? This is the new rule, right?
New rule.
If you name 10, you get 5 points.
Yeah.
Why is it more?
No, hang on. For everyone you can name after that, I'll give you an extra point.
Okay.
What? It was 3 points before.
No, I know, but that's because it's got to be interesting. You guys have been shithouses. I think Cal's going to name 10 pretty quickly and it'd be boring. So I think
why is it not 3? It was 3 points before, though.
Because you backed out, Dom. Come on, this.
Yeah, I like it.
Fucking hell.
We've had a beer. We've had a beer together in the Lady of Man.
Right.
Great pub, by the way.
Oh, no, it's the same, but I think we just got to make it interesting because it sounds to me like Cal's going to get 10. But if listen, if 10's the rule, 10's the rule.
I'm going to piss 10. Can I say that?
I thought you'd get less. I thought it'd be like you'd say, "Oh, okay."
Because there needs to be some incentive.
Because I hate all of them, and I hate them all for really angry reasons.
Go on. Here we go.
Right, Cal, you got
set a timer.
Yeah, tell you what, Dom, can you set a timer and put it to the screen so that we can? Because I've got to read the.
I've got it on my screen now. So when you say okay,
we got a minute, and you get okay. 5 points for 10, and if you can name more than 10, I'll give you a point for everyone you get. Okay.
Yeah.
Dom, count us in.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Michael Oliver. You're going to say yeah.
So start again. Okay. Do you want me to say yes, or do you want to just keep?
Yeah, I'd like you to just say yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Fine. I'll say yeah. Okay.
Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Michael Oliver.
Yeah.
Anthony Taylor.
Yeah.
Rob Jones.
Yeah.
Stuart Atwell.
Yeah.
Craig Pawson.
Yeah.
He references the other night.
That's because I got this.
Yeah. David Coote.
Yeah.
Darren England.
Yeah.
We've got Andre Mariner still, I believe.
Yeah.
Chris Kavanagh.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Oh, fucking hell. Simon Hooper.
Delay it.
Yeah.
Paul Tierney.
Yeah.
How many am I on?
11.
What?
What? No, I'm not.
No. You can't be 11.
That can't be.
You've been about 7.
6.
Jared Gillett.
Yeah.
Gillett, whatever. John Brooks.
Yeah.
Minute.
Minutes done.
Yeah. Do you want 10 more seconds?
I'm fairly certain. I must have got 10 there. Bobby Madley, I'm sure he did one.
No way. He said yep about 8 times.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll do that. We'll do my little fucking forfeit then. Andy Madley, he does it all the time now.
This is why I didn't want to keep saying yes, because I wanted you to keep naming them and I'd keep count. And I kept saying yeah while I was trying to look.
I mean, how many was it?
It was 8.
8?
But I feel I blame myself a little bit because I interrupted by thinking I counted on 2 hands. Because I went like that, I went, and I went like that, I went.
Right, we need to look back at that because that is ridiculous. 8.
Oh my
It was 8.
You just said I was on 11.
Does that mean I get a point?
Hang on, one sec. Yeah, boys. So Carl said Paul Tierney, Michael Oliver, Simon Hooper. He said Stuart Atwell.
Wasn't
he
10.
He said Craig Pawson, David Coote, Darren England,
Jared
Gillett.
Gillett.
Yeah, I just said that. Fucking calm yourself here.
Andre Mariner, Chris Kavanagh. I said Bobby Madley.
Yeah, so it was 11. Yeah, it definitely was 11. I thought you were on 11.
It was
Mate, I just
not
pissed
11.
that. Are you joking?
No, I know, but he definitely said those names. We can look it back. He definitely said Paul Tierney, Michael Oliver, Anthony Taylor, Stuart Atwell. You definitely said Andy
Simon
Madley,
Hooper,
Craig Pawson,
Rob Jones.
Dob Coote. Yeah. Oh, Cal, fucking hell, I'm trying to help you out here.
I think he nailed it though.
Yeah, he did. He must have done 11 at least. Because,
Well done, Cal. Well done.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he's doing this again like last week, and then my mum's going to be like, you only did 9.
No, because it's in there. Isn't it? I don't know.
Oh my god, I thought I did really well this week. I didn't want to say anything. I knew that if I kept saying yeah, it would be horrible. I'd rather you just kept naming them, and I would have counted them off and said, Jet, you named out of 20, you would have named 10 or 15, but I had to keep saying yeah. So I felt like I ruined it.
Well, yeah, takes 0.5 seconds.
I know, but I have to keep looking up the names.
Oh, it's ended in travesty again.
It has ended in travesty.
I think I got that.
I think you did. Because you definitely did say more than 10.
Tell you what, Cal. We're on episode 9 and 10 for the next 2. You do the quiz next, and I'll do the last. I'll do the episode 10.
We're sacking our quizmaster.
for Charlie, though.
No. I don't know what to say.
Well, I didn't suggest that, Charlie.
No, I love the quiz. Carl, how many points was that then?
Right, 11. So we're saying 6.
It's gone to VAR, hasn't it?
6.
So in the post pod, we'll know, won't we?
So
we
9.
can do a little edit at the end that says, I apologise to Cal and Charlie. They both were absolutely right. Cal got loads of referees and is now on 190 odd points.
And I owe 1 nosh off to both. There you go.
I'm gathering Cal made 6 points from that alone. Therefore, 6 plus 3 equals 9. 9 to Dom's 3.
Is Cal on 200 yet?
No, not quite.
That's all we. What?
So Cal's on 191. No, 192. And Dom is on 174. I have to be honest, boys. 1 week I've got Cal telling me it's a fix. I'm giving him all the hard questions. And the next week, he didn't even want to try, Dom. He didn't want to try and get the referees. You know, I
Didn't want to try, and then wanted it to go to VAR when I nailed it.
I'll edit it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he's gonna edit. He's gonna clip. Watch out for clips when this comes out on Thursday, everyone. By the way, when I'm mid between referees and it just goes, yeah. When you're knocking Atwell out of there,
it's gonna say Michael Oliver. Right, that was a minute.
Yeah.
Cal, you've named 3 there, mate.
Yeah, innit?
I'll be honest with you. It was starting off at bad when you guys kept saying like, "Oh, did Bobby Madley do one? Oh, Michael Oliver, Saudi." It was like you just say it all.
I know.
Mate, I was always going to say Michael Oliver.
I know.
That's the first.
I think that's all right.
You said their names. I still don't know any of them.
Right. Well, listen. Just for continuity, just for a bit of a laugh, I actually wanted to name all the referees, but it's been 35 minutes. I can't be arsed anymore.
Nah, carry on.
No. Yeah. So the 22 referees, and this is in order of how many appearances they've made.
Do you want me to bloody name them again?
Go on. Actually, go on, Cal. Go on, Cal.
Will I get points for this one?
Yeah. No, I'll do. Oh, that's right. So, Paul.
How many can you? No,
wait,
sorry. How many can you actually name, Cal?
Well, at least 10, as I proved on the quiz.
Yeah, but like, can you name?
Come on, I know what I said.
22.
I know what I said.
On.
Come on, Charlie. I said him. Said Paul.
So you got Paul Tierney. He's made 26 appearances. Michael Oliver's made 24 appearances. Simon Hooper's made 23 appearances.
Said him.
Anthony Taylor's made 23. Stuart Atwell's made 21 performances. Robert Jones with 21. Andy Madley with 20. Craig Pawson with 19. David Coote with 17. Peter Banks with 16.
Didn't say him.
Darren England with 15. John Brooks with 13. Jared Gillett with 13. Michael Salisbury with 13.
Didn't say
Chris Kavanagh with 9.
Said him.
Andre Mariner with 9.
Said him.
Tony Harrington with 6.
Didn't say him.
Graham Scott with 6.
I think I said him.
Thomas Bramall with 5.
Didn't say him.
Darren Bond with 4.
Didn't say him.
Tim Robinson with 2.
No.
And with 1 sole refereeing performance is Robert Madley.
Oh, yeah, Bobby Matt. Right, so what I'm saying is I named 60.
Wow. Fuck, is that 17 points?
Hang on, did you really? Did you really?
I believe I named the people I just put my finger.
Right, I tell you what, right, everyone podcast, we're going to do an edit right here.
Here at Talk Nonsense, we take this quiz very seriously, and everything that comes with it. A lot of hard work goes into this podcast week in, week out, and you'd think that the fella editing it would know that. The guy who does so much and creates all these beautiful overlays and things like that has just admitted off camera to me and Charlie, Quizmaster Charlie, something that I haven't seen or heard before, and I'd like him to say in his own words what he just said to us both. So here is Dom Meadowcroft, I suppose.
Hello, my name is Dom Meadowcroft, and I would like to apologise. No, I was about to do the Conor McGregor thing, and I believe that is the wrong thing to do right now.
Not the time.
Not the time, not the place, nor the experience that I have been involved with. I do apologise, Charlie. I know that you fight hard to do these quizzes every week. Cal is obviously superior this season. I am far behind him. Wow, this is getting dramatic.
Your voice was as well. I liked it. Cool.
I lied during the quiz. I knew that Cal did more than 10. I just thought I'd make it dramatic, and I thought I'd make a bit of a meal of the second half of the podcast. And I'd like to apologise to not only myself but the people watching. Charlie, I apologise to you. Cal, I apologise to you. I apologise to the 3 people that are watching on Spotify. And I hope that we can get past this. Obviously, We are adults, aren't we?
We are. That's fine. I'm all right with that.
Let's draw a line in the sand, boys, and move on to next week.
Line in the sand. Line in the sand.
Hey, thank you.
I'm glad we did that. That was closure.
Was it good?
I feel closurized, yeah.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Look at the stars.
Oh my God. Are they? Oh, they like you, dog.
Oh, wow. So I'd like to thank the fans for the apology.
Absolutely not.
That's what I tried to do at the start. I had to apologise to you.
Well, then. What an end that was.
It's emotional.
It is. Charlie, how you feeling? Betrayed? Upset?
I mean, you know, it's like it's like being cheated. It's like being cheated on. You know, you forgive, but you never forget.
Okay.
You forgive.
No, I get it. I get it. I can't. To be honest with you, I feel guilty. I feel like I've got butterflies in my stomach. I can't eat or drink. I can't do anything right now.
You've taken the first steps. You've taken the first steps to redemption, and apologising is where you start. So hopefully you can walk along this road, and we'll, we can move forward in the journey of the podcast.
I feel a bit bad now. He's not happy. Just give him, yeah. There we go.
Okay, so I'd like to thank the fans for joining us on this podcast. Thank you for if anybody's at this point, my God, you are a trooper. Thank you, Charlie, for the quiz. Obviously, I sabotaged it at the end, so I apologise for that. Like I did already. Cal, obviously you're flying right now.
I want 200. Oh my God, the back they like shut up, everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. Shut up.
Shut up.
Pod over.
Pod over. Right.